Prisons are correctional places where non-law-abiding citizens or criminals are kept with the goal of giving them the punishment they deserve. However, some African prisons are considered among the worst prisons due to the inhumane activities that are usually carried out there. While prison isn't a place to have fun or marry, it should also not be a place where people should go and die. According to reports, malnutrition and overcrowding, which lead to infections, are the most common causes of death in African prisons. Some of the inhumane activities include malnutrition, poor sanitation, lack of adequate health care, and many others. I am OKB. Today, allow me to tour you through 10 most worst prisons in Africa. Let's start with Kinshasa Penitentiary Prison, Congo. Kinshasa Penitentiary is a prison in Congo with more than 850 prisoners packed like sardines into a facility built for 150 inmates. Inmates sleep in hallways, near septic tanks, etc. Disease outbreaks is a daily occurrence in the prison. The prison experiences food shortage, gross overcrowding, while sanitary conditions and medical care are inadequate. The VSV representative reported that the food provided to the inmates at prisons in Kinshasa is paltry and consists of a single meal of rice and beans per day. Kept in Kinshasa Penitentiary, a prison is tantamount to living in hell. In 2009, the prison was named the worst in Africa by a top United Nations human rights official. Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. Gitarama Prison in Rwanda is said to be one of the deadliest in the world. The conditions in this prison are a nightmare for one to stay. According to reports, around 7,000 inmates are locked inside it, whereas the maximum capacity of the jail is only 600. The prisoners of Gitarama Prison spend their time mostly standing due to shortage of space. But what's more troubling is the fact that the inmates frequently indulge in deadly fights and eat the dead bodies of the prisoners killed to stay alive. Not only this, reports say that 7-8 prisoners die daily in Gitarama jail due to pathetic conditions. The prisoners more often remain barefoot and suffer from gangrene. The prison is by far the dirtiest prison in Africa. Hence, prisoners are always exposed to diseases like gangrene leading to their death. Many human rights organizations have protested against the deplorable condition inside the jail, but haven't succeeded in improving the situation here. Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison, Nigeria. The Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison is Nigeria's most popular prison. It is named after the Kirikiri community in rural New Zealand. It is part of the Nigerian Correctional Service and has a capacity of 1,056 people. It officially became functional in 1955. Its official capacity was 956 as of February 1, 1990, but it actually reported to have about 1,645 inmates a few years later. Just like many other worst prisons in Africa, Kirikiri is well known for the congestion. It is also notorious for its degrading treatment of prisoners, horrible living, substandard medical care, and a high death rate. It is also known to hold over 50 inmates in cells designed for fewer people. Pollsmoor Prison, South Africa. Pollsmoor is not just South Africa's worst prison, but also one of the world's most dangerous. Inmates live in overcrowded conditions, which appear to be run by Cape Town gangs. Diseases spread quickly as a result of the overcrowding, and some of the convicts have been awaiting trial for years with no outcomes. Inmates frequently engage in violence and use rudimentary weapons. It's even worse by the fact that a prison designed to house only 39 inmates now houses over 89 inmates. Chikurubai Maximum Prison, Zimbabwe. The Chikurubai Maximum Prison is Zimbabwe's largest correctional facility. It houses approximately 17,000 prisoners. Cells typically measure 9 meters by 4 meters, and each cell can hold up to 40 inmates. Maximum Security Prison Chikurubai is infamous for overcrowding, guard violence, hunger, overcrowding, no healthcare, and poor sanitary conditions, just like the other jails on this list. The majority of the day is spent locked up, and there are few leisure possibilities for the inmates. Chikurubai Maximum Prison is the #1 worst prison in Africa, occupies the first list because of overcrowding, massive brutality, malnutrition, lack of adequate healthcare, poor sanitary conditions, improper coordination, etc. Kamiti Maximum Prison, Kenya. Kamiti Maximum Security Prison is a Kenyan prison located in Nairobi. Located on a 1,200-acre plot, this prison is known for the indescribable torture which the inmates are put through. The prison, which houses a lot of political detainees, has a history of sodomy, inmate executions, and epidemics in which hunger, cholera, and ulcers were common occurrences. Many political prisoners were imprisoned at Kamiti in the 1980s and early 1990s, including Hussein Onyango Obama, Kenneth Matiba, Raila Odinga, Koigi wa Wamwere, Ngigi wa Thiong'o, Jonah Anguka, and others. The prison is the biggest in Kenya and was created to initially accommodate only 14 criminals. However, the number of criminals has now overshadowed the capacity of the prison. The prison is also known for recording a high number of deaths. Drakenstein Prison, South Africa. The Drakenstein Correctional Center is a low-security prison in the Dwars River Valley in the Western Cape of South Africa, located between Paarl and Franschhoek on the R301 road, 5 kilometers off the R45 Huguenot Road. The jail is well known for being where Nelson Mandela spent the final years of his imprisonment for his anti-apartheid activism. Mandela was transferred to Pollsmoor Prison in 1982 from the maximum security prison on Robben Island, a small island in Table Bay. On December 9, 1988, Mandela was transferred to the then Victor Verster Prison, where he lived in a private house within the prison compound. A farm jail, Victor Verster was frequently utilized as a stepping stone for the release of lower-risk political inmates. Mandela was held at Victor Verster Prison for another 14 months before being released on February 11, 1990. Reporters from all around the world surrounded the prison on the day of his release, giving the facility worldwide publicity. Some of Cape Town's most prominent gang members are kept in this working facility. In fact, it is regarded as one of the most dangerous areas in all of South Africa. It's where the tough gang members assemble. Black Beach Prison, Equatorial Guinea. The Black Beach Prison was established in the 1940s. Common criminals were imprisoned here at first, but after the country's independence in 1968, and the establishment of Francisco Marcos Maz's dictatorship, many political opponents were imprisoned and executed in the prison. Bonifacio Ondo Edu and Edmundo Bosio were notable people who were executed in this prison. Today, this prison has become synonymous with guard violence, hunger, overcrowding, rat infestations, overpopulation, insufficient healthcare, and limited food due to its history of human rights violations. The Mukabiko Maximum Prison, Zambia. The Mukabiko Maximum Prison located in Zambia is the 5th worst prison in Africa. Initially, when the prison was created, it was meant to serve as a correctional center where a single prisoner will be in a single cell. It has, however, been mismanaged, and there are now about 15 prisoners in a single cell, leading to limited ventilation in the cell. Due to this, disease outbreaks, such as TB, are common in the prison due to the lack of ventilation. The jail is also notorious for the harshness of its guards, hunger, rat infestations, overcrowding, and other serious offenses. In addition, the prison is well known for anti-human activities including rodent infestations, guard brutality, malnutrition, etc. Nairobi Prison, Kenya. Established in 1911, the Nairobi Prison is the 6th worst prison in Africa located in Kenya. It was built for 800 inmates but now houses over 3,000 inmates, making it overcrowded. The number has since then been on the increasing side. Nairobi Prison, Kenya is infamous for poor conditions and inhumane treatment, although the situation has improved slightly during M.Y. Kibaki's government since 2002 and some prisoners on death row have been released. There is still no reliable water supply, with over 200 prisoners hauling buckets of water around daily. The smell of sweat, human waste, and filth pervade the prison cells as debris hangs in the air. In general, the prison's living circumstances have made it difficult for inmates to have normal physical and mental health. In fact, the nature and conditions of African prisons are very disgusting and horrible. Let's all put in mind that prisons are potential home for everybody, and not all persons are there are criminals. Some have been accused of crime they knew nothing about. Always be law-abiding citizen and pray to stay out of trouble. If you like my video, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Till we meet again, goodbye.